Hello, hello. What is up, people? I don't know if you guys can hear me. Hopefully it's good. Let me know in the chat if you can't. Kev, you there? You won? How's everyone doing today? Wait for Kevalina. All right, Kev's having a little difficulties. Just texting me, so he'll be all right on. For the people who are here now, welcome to episode 2 of the DollaBets podcast show. I am your host, James Rowe. Normally joined by Kevin Davis. He will be joining us shortly, like I said. He looks like he's having some computer problems or have like headset problems, either or. But he'll keep me updated as we go along. Just gonna start the show. Like I said, I can't thank everybody enough for the last week. Between messages left and right about how much they liked the show, how much they liked, the Discord itself. We are now up to 30 people in total in the Discord. I remember in the first week we had 7. And then the second week we had 20. And now we're hitting on week 3 and we're getting to 30. So we're growing more and more every day. And I can't thank everybody enough.
Yeah,
So
thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
there he is. Kev, how you doing, bud?
Good, man. My audio put itself out so it was like coming out of the microphone, and I'm like, why can't I hear you right now?
It's because it's like you're talking to yourself almost in a way.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, here we go.
I was just telling, basically starting off the show, thanking everybody for the last couple weeks being in the Discord. It's been such a great ride so far, and I can't wait to continue to keep growing this day by day.
Yeah,
You
man.
guys, how's your week been, brother? I know we have some news to talk about, especially in the sports world, but how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there, man.
Good,
Taking one day at a time.
as you should, as you should. So, we're gonna go over, what's going on in the world of sports. We're gonna talk some baseball first, real quick, and then we're gonna go. We're gonna talk about the national championship game that's coming up on Monday. And then we're also going to recap wildcard weekend and some of our bets. As you know, Kevin's had hit some bets, but to hit a monster bet like that on Saturday with the 6 touchdown scores was exactly what this Discord
Yeah.
needed, but also,
I've been fucking cold. I couldn't hit fucking water if I was in the middle of the ocean right now.
I mean,
I've
if
been so
for
cold.
for the longest for that week, it was so bad, and then only to end out like that at the end just amazing.
Oh,
It
thank
took that
God.
just won back all the units and everything. It was
Yeah.
a dream come true to start, but we got more dreams to hit up. So let's talk first about the MLB news. Obviously, as you know, Kyle Tucker has signed with the LA Dodgers.
Jerk
Um,
off.
yeah, big, huge jerk off.
Oh, fuck
Um,
the Dodgers. Seriously, it's
it,
like they know
it's
that we're not gonna have baseball in 2027, so they're like, "Yeah, fuck it. Let's just sign an MLB All-Star team."
but the thing is, like, they don't even have to sign anybody. This is the one
The
team
fuck
in
they
my
don't.
life. Yeah, the one team in my life that no matter what happens to that team, injury wise, people leaving, what was it? Only a couple years ago they had Corey Seager, and letting him go was like a big travesty. Meanwhile, they still kept signing all these great guys, Otani and Freeman and Mookie Betts, and
Oh, I know.
it just
It's
kept going and going.
the
So
rich get richer.
yeah, it's you know th- they have an all-star team behind their all-star team, and it's been it's ruined the game almost. I think when Steve Cohen took over the Mets, the biggest thing they were talking about was like how the Mets were going to overspend and they're going to get every guy and it's going to ruin baseball. Meanwhile, the exact same thing they said they were doing is what the Dodgers are doing. And they just did it in a completely different way with all the deferrals and everything. And it sucks because it's going to make the game of baseball, unwatchable. I mean, people love baseball, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but this, when there's a clear cut winner, it hurts the sport. It's like the years of
Like this
Golden
is
State
this is
versus
worse.
LeBron.
This is worse than the Yankees. Like when like the Yankees like used to sign like all those guys in like the early 2000s, and they had like all-star rosters. They didn't win. It's just the Dodgers are just winning. You know, it's like the Yankees from like that stretch of like what was it, 01 to like 2009. Like, granted, they won it in 2009, but like in that stretch, if you look at those teams and the players that they had on those rosters, where they didn't win, where they lost to like the Tigers and like Maglio or Ordonez, where I don't even understand. They lost to the '03 Marlins in the World Series. They collapsed in that '01 World Series against the Diamondbacks. Collapsed against the Red Sox in '04. Like those teams were like stacked and they didn't win. So it was like, okay, because if they were to win those, think about it realistically. If they were to win from, you know, what was it, like 96, 98, 99, 2000, they won '01, they would win '03. You know what I mean? Like that's when you're like, all right, fuck this team. But the fact that they lost, it was like, all right, it kind of softened the blow. The Dodgers are just winning every fucking year. It's not even fair.
Well, you know what? It's not even the fact that, like, obviously they're winning, so it's making it even worse. But the guys that they're getting, like the Yankees were getting like the top tier guys, but it wasn't like, oh, three guys are out. Guess what? The next three guys behind them are gonna replace them. So it's unbelievable how, like, and I agree with you 100%. It is worse than when the Yankees used to buy all their players and everything, because it's like a second team is also on the team for the Dodgers. So no matter
Yeah.
what happens, I mean, they missed half the rotation last year and the year before that, and they went in there into the World Series and still won. Like it was nobody's business. So it
Mhm.
didn't matter who they put out there. So
No.
on the other side of the coin, for all baseball's they're going for a lockout in 27 unless some mystery happen, magical thing. I don't want that to happen. I love baseball, and it sucks that
It's
it's
gonna
coming to
happen.
this. But
It's gonna happen.
yeah, it's gonna. And
It's gonna
it's
happen.
it's a plethora of reasons. Whether it's Dodgers doing this deferral nonsense, while they're if it's the Mets that are overspending or the Yankees overspending, and then these bottom tier teams that don't spend any money at all.
Yeah.
So I just, and also, today with Bo Bichette signing with the Mets, I love the move as a, huge Met fans. I love the move
That
so much.
that was like a panic. I feel like that was a panic move because Tucker signed with the Dodgers. I feel like they were trying to go all in on Tucker, and I don't know. I
Well,
feel like
it's
that was just like we have to make a move. Let's just go after Bichette. I mean, granted, if they get Bellinger, I'm like, okay, then they could at least do something. But you know who would have been a perfect? Like they need to have a bat behind Soto.
Mhm.
They need to have a bat behind him. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, listen, he's Wanso's amazing. We know that, and any bat that's put behind him is just going to have their best year of their career. But at the
Yeah,
same time, like,
you know who's a perfect bat behind Soto though?
oh, Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso.
Yeah, I listen.
Like
That's the
David
one
Stern,
thing.
Stern doesn't like the player. He just doesn't like Alonso.
My whole thing is this: if you're going to go with this whole run prevention nonsense that you've been preaching of, and their defense was bad last year, I'm not saying it wasn't, but then you
Yeah.
go out and sign Jorge Polanco to play first base. You know how many games Jorge Polanco's played at first base?
0.
Incorrect. Half a game.
Exactly. Yeah, half a
One
game, and they
inning,
brought him in
one
to,
out.
like,
I don't
scrub
even know
time.
what the number is, but
Dude,
and you're
the guy
doing
can't
that.
even play first base.
Yeah,
It's oh my god.
and it's the whole money ball thing where it's just like, well, you know what? He could play first base. How hard could it be? And it's extremely hard. Of course, it's extremely hard. But and then listen, I do love the Boba Fett signing. I understand like where you're coming from with the
He's a
panic
baller.
signing. Yeah, and the guy's a baller. The guy knows how to play baseball. He's so clutch as you've seen in the World Series. And I would have probably more agreed with your panic signing quote, but apparently this has been talked about for like 2 weeks with them and the Mets. The Mets and Bo have been back and forth, back and forth. I think they wanted Tucker 100%
I thought it was
over.
like a I thought it was a done deal with Bichette going to the Phillies, to be honest. The way that they were talking about it, like he was like already in with the Fanatics. Like
Yeah,
and then out of nowhere he just signs with the Mets.
yeah. Well, it was that because the Phillies and him were talking for like weeks and weeks, and it kind of just like died, even though like everyone's like, oh, it was a go foregone conclusion. And then to see that he asked for 7 years, $200 million, and the Phillies gave him that. And then literally today, Mets pick up a phone. They're like, "Hey, we'll give you $41 million, $42 million for 3 years." And he was like, "Click, good, I'm a Met." I was very
Yeah.
shocked at that because I didn't. I think it's more so I didn't see it coming. The Mets have been actually really good in keeping stuff in house. So there was no leaks about them checking in on Bochette. Maybe early in the free agent market, but never checking in with Bochette this whole last 2 weeks, 3 weeks while they were trying to get Tucker. But then it just comes out of nowhere. So they've been very good with that. My problem is I don't know how he's going to play third base. I think personally they should move Beatty to first, put Polanco at DH, and then trade Vientos for pitching or a left fielder or a center fielder. Um,
You don't think they're gonna
I'm
try to trade Beatty?
I don't th- I think they like Beatty a lot. I think they think that he can play second base, third base, first base, and right now he's shown the most promise outside of the 1 year with Vientos. Last year, he was the only one hitting out of the kids between Beatty, Vientos, and Mauricio, and he showed growth almost in a way. So I think they're going to keep him.
Yeah.
But I'm rambling about the Mets now because now you got me going. So I'll keep that
It's
on
okay.
on the back burner. But um,
It's all
there's
right.
still more. Yeah, there's still more to go. I think Skubal is going to be traded. I just don't know when, whether it be
He's gonna
this
be traded
year.
at the he's gonna be traded at the deadline.
I'm leaning
They're gonna
towards that
wait.
too.
It's gonna go to the deadline. Some team's gonna get him for the half of the year to try to win the World Series, and then we're gonna be
He'll
in a
be a
lockout
Dodger.
situation, so it's not even gonna fucking goes.
Yeah, and then he'll be in a Dodger. So
But other
so
than that, I think what was the Rays? The Rays traded what was it, Low in like a 3-year 3-team deal or something like that.
did
Um
they? Because I missed that. Then I completely
yeah, the
missed that.
Rays traded Josh Lowe to the Angels in a 3-team deal. And then I
What are
saw
the
like
Angels doing?
Ranger Suarez signed to the Red Sox for 5 years, 130.
Yes, yes. Suarez was a good pickup for the Red Sox for a team that has a lot of promise and a lot of young kids that are ready to make an impact. So, but we'll get more into baseball as it goes. Well, anytime there's breaking news like this, though, we'll talk about it for 5-10 minutes and then we'll move on with our agenda. So we'll go
Mhm.
on to the national championship game. Um, I think it's got to be Indiana wins the game, right? I mean, they're like grown men playing at every position because everybody's on like their seventh year eligibility or something like that.
Yeah, they're just a unit. I'm like I don't know why I do it to myself, but I'm probably just gonna take Miami plus 8.5.
It's like one of those games where it's like Indiana's the better team.
Yep,
Indiana's going to win, but you're
yep,
going to and if as a better, you're going to go in there. You're going to bet Miami because you want to be the cool kid around the block. Like, yeah, I took Miami plus 8.5. I took a money line.
yep.
I did
And you're
that,
gonna get dog walked. And you're
and you're
gonna
going
get
to get
dog
dog,
walked.
and you're going to get dog walked exactly.
Mhm.
So
It's in Miami. Everybody's thinking, "Oh, Miami's +8. They got home field. It's on home turf. Our offensive line, they could dictate like the pace of play or whatever." But it's just, everybody thought that with Alabama. Everybody thought that with, like kind of like Oregon, where oh they could hang with this team and stuff like that, and like Ohio State or whatever, and then it's just Indiana just comes out and wins. So, I mean, the only thing I can say about that game is I have some stats. Historically at the Hard Rock, it's an unders paradise. Since 2005, in the months of November, December, and January, the NFL, when they play there, the under is 58, 47, and 1. College, the under is 86, 68, and 2. Both teams have a top five first half defense, with Indiana only averaging 6 points per half, Miami averaging 4 points per half. Lock me in on the first half under 23 and a half. That's really my play. That's
yeah,
all
I
I
think
got.
I might follow you on it too because I haven't really once Miami. well, once Indiana, basically beat the hell out of Oregon, I was kind of like, all right, well,
Mhm.
I think I'm just going to take Indiana and just move on because Mendoza, the number one pick in the draft, more than likely is, he seems like he's a cool cat and, calm under pressure, but we'll see what that happens going forward. If Miami could obviously pressure him, you know, it changes the game a little bit, but I think he's just so locked in right now that it doesn't matter what they do.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, I mean, not that much, really to go over. I am going to take the under in the first half with you. Was it 23 and a half,
Yeah.
you said, right?
I wish we could do
So,
player props. It's so stupid.
yeah, I mean, I get it, but like at the same time, it's just we've already gone this far. Why all of a sudden do you what does it matter really almost way? But I get it because insider information, all that nonsense. But I feel like that can go either or. I could tell somebody from UCLA is contacting me saying like, hey, don't play this kid, and I can bet it in New York, but he can't in California. Like it just
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense to me. So.
No.
But all right, so let's recap the wild card weekend. I would have to say it was an amazing weekend in terms of the games outside of the I think the last two. Sorry, Kev.
Yeah.
Um,
Fuck that team. I'm so done. Every time I get pulled back in, I just get my fucking heart ripped out every time. I listen. I love Tomlin and I appreciate everything Tomlin's done, but dude, it's time for a change. And like everybody coming at me like, oh, be a Jet fan, deal with the, have fun with the new. Okay, we're not an inept franchise. Okay, we don't suck. We'll find the right guy. I kind of want it to be Chris Shula. I want an offensive minded guy. I know Steelers always go defense, but I just think with the way that the game is moving and evolving, I don't know. I feel like the days of like that run it down your throat and defense is gone. Granted, I know the Texans are doing it, but I think they're going to get killed. Um, and I know Seattle has a really good defense and whatever, but it's not like like the early 2000s where it was like run it down your throat and have good defense. I feel like they're
mhm.
gone. Like you need like a quarterback that's a dual threat. You need some of these high powered offenses that like are in college. Like kids are faster and stronger and bigger. It's just I don't know.
You
Watching
don't
the
even.
same shit for the past 3
Mhm.
years in a row just like really irritated me. And in our group chat, I highlighted it and I laughed at it because I didn't realize what I said back in June, but I
Oh, that
literally
was so
predicted
funny.
we're gonna go 10-7. We're gonna get boat raced in the wild card, and it's the same shit every single year. And I'm like, wow, I said this in June.
And when you brought that, to my attention, I was like, oh my god, I can't. I remember him saying this too. I think it's right after they got Rogers, and I was just like,
It was.
he's gonna nail it. The record was perfect, everything. It was
Yep.
so funny. It was
It was
so funny.
spot on.
Yeah,
So, but it's
but
whatever. I'm not talking about that
when
team.
you're a fan of your team, you just know. It's like me
Just
knowing that
yeah,
every important kick that the Minnesota Vikings kick is never gonna hit. So, um,
yep.
so let's recap it. So the first game was Carolina and the Rams.
Shocking. I was
It,
shocked by the way that game turned.
well,
It was a great
this is my
game.
biggest. It was a great game. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking that whatsoever. It was great for football. It was great for fans. I cannot stand Sean McVay. I cannot stand Sean McVay. He had this game set up perfectly. Carolina right off the rip goes for it on fourth down, doesn't get it. They score a touchdown immediately. I said, okay, perfect. This is great. Next drive, they stop them. I think the next drive again, they don't run the football. Why do these teams continue to not run the football? They had two
They
great
outsmart
backs.
they outsmart themselves. I was
They
watching the
did.
game with a couple guys and
Ugh.
it's just we were saying the same shit. Like it's almost like he outthinks himself. It's almost like he's like he tries to be the cool guy in the room like, "Oh, look at this play that I did. Look at that play. Oh, look at this. We're up by 14 and I'm still passing the ball." No, fuckface. Run the ball. Run it.
He's zagging when he should be zigging, basically, or however the
Yes.
term is. It's just. the Carolina Panthers cannot stop the run. I think they had a clip of 8 yards a carry, whether it be Corum or Kyron.
Yeah.
And
My
I was
quorum my quorum rushing attempts bet almost hit in the first half,
yeah,
and then I was
and
sweating the rest of the game.
it's unbelievable, and it gets him into trouble, and he absolutely outsmarts himself all the time. And I've seen it multiple times this year, and even in the game against Carolina in the middle of the year, he did the same thing. He just didn't run the football, and
No.
it almost cost him a trip, to the divisional playoffs. This one. And I just can't believe that they let it get that close when they easily could have won, especially right off the rip. They got a 7-0 lead right after stopping Carolina on fourth down, which I get it. Carolina, you're 8-9. Give it a shot. You're 4th and 1. Screw
You
it.
got to lose.
Yeah, what do you have to lose?
Yeah.
It was a great call. It just didn't work out. It happens. And
Mhm.
uh, you know, I Sean McVay just pisses me off. So going forward, outside of that, in that game, I think it's just entertaining, like we were talking about. It was a surprise, but Carolina keeping that streak up of covering after every loss, which is funny.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's honestly, it's like I might just bet it next year just off of principle.
you gotta have to, right?
Wait for it to like they lose the first game, hammer a money line no matter who the hell they're playing. Like or hammer the spread. Like I kind of figured that the spread was a little too big, but I just could not believe on how like this year for betting football has gone so much in the way of the public gambler, the public bettor. It's honestly insane. Like I don't think that the public has been on the winning side this much in an NFL season in a really long time. Like everybody's just getting annihilated. And now I'm like, is it really the public? Or like is the sharps betting the public? Are they like fooling everybody? Like are they collecting? I'm like, this is I don't even know what to think is public and sharp anymore. Like the public is sharp now. I don't fucking know.
Well, you know what it is too now. It's just with people digging into the games more and more, and as betting gets more and more legal with everything.
Yes.
People go deep into it. I mean, we're perfect examples, and we try to
I know.
find that diamond in the rough, that
Mhm.
6 leg parlay, the AKA the touchdown one last Saturday. Like you're
Yep.
looking for this, and
Of
people
course.
do their time, do their research, and at the end of the day, it's still gambling. So no matter how much research you do, it does not matter. It's
Well,
just going
that's
to
like
see how
what
the
I was
game.
saying to you before last week. We can do all the research in the world. We could find any touchdown score. We could look up all the logic, and I've done that, and we're going to share that later. We've done everything that we could about how this team in the red zone does this, and this. They target this, and this guy. And then you have people that are like your sister that are sickos that go out and find the 21-1 tight end to score a touchdown, and they hit. And you're like, where is this guy? Like, so it really just doesn't really matter. Like, you could do all the research in the world, you can
Mhm.
figure out everything. And this year, for whatever reason, I feel like all the research that I've done is just you could just crumble it up in a piece of paper and throw it in a garbage can. Like,
But
it's
it's
been
just
that bad.
it's all there though. Like everything that you just said, it's there. So
Yes.
it's a perfect team. Perfect example of that is the Buffalo Bills. Very good tight end in Dalton Kincaid, yards, touchdowns, everything like that. And they're versing a team last week against Jacksonville, who has one of the worst defenses against tight ends. And then you see
Yes.
Dawson Knox catching passes and Hawes, and you're
Yep.
just like, come on, like
Well,
what are
James,
we
who
doing
else
here?
do they have at wide receiver? They got to go out and pick out the hot dog boy.
No, I'm
They
not
got nobody.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I agree 100%. But like teams do that. Perfect example: the LA Rams, Higby, their main tight end, now Parkinson, and now Ferguson, who just got active for this week. So what? Who knows what tight end's going to score this week for them?
Nobody. It's gonna be
So
Tutu Atwell.
yeah, or the Mumfield guy, or whatever the hell his name is,
Not Kanata Mumfield. Respect the
Kanata
man.
Mumfield. All right, so let's go to Green Bay and Chicago.
Best game of the
Green.
week.
Yes, I agree. I think
Best game of the week.
absolutely. Yep.
Honestly, like I even posted a video like on my TikTok. Like I I like made it. I did like the edit. I used like that Iceman Drake snippet song. I literally have like 100,000 views on it.
Wow.
It went nuclear. I'm like, this is crazy. So I'm
Well,
like, but I'm gonna
mhm.
ride and die with the Chicago Bears as much as I don't want to.
Well, we go back to, it's exactly how I thought the game was going to go. I thought Green Bay was going to pull it out at the end. Uh, you know, before the game started, I was convinced
Mm,
that the magic was going to run out, on the Bears. What I didn't count for is Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love showing their, you know, choking big games, don't do anything right kind of thing. Um,
Bingo. That's what I was gonna get into next. Like, I don't think, and I was watching the game with a couple of my buddies, and I was even saying, I'm like, if he loses this game, he's going to get fired. And the fact that he still has a job, I think it's more of like a contract dispute. But like, I'm sorry, that was one of the worst coaching halves I've ever seen. You're on the
every
road.
yeah,
You go away from your whole game plan in the first half. And like it just goes to like I've never there was a time where I did think Jordan Love would be the guy. And no, he's just not
he's
the guy.
not. He's not
Like
the guy.
honestly, Green Bay should sign Malik Willis and play him.
Yeah, the running joke I always like to say is that Malik Willis, every time he comes in, is the one that's winning him the game. And this whole year, he's kind of proved it, here or
Well,
there.
Jordan Love is just Bryce Young in sheep's clothing. When he
No,
has a
what
big
was the
game, he looks
quote?
great.
No, what was the quote? He's the Tom Brady of Bryce Young's, I think I saw.
Bingo.
And
Yes,
I
that was
was
the one I posted.
dying.
Yes, he was that was the one I think I posted on Twitter. He is the
Oh, my
Tom Brady
goodness.
of Bryce Young's.
Great.
He looks great on some games, and then there's other games where you're like, this guy shouldn't even be ahead of all quarterback.
Yeah, during the year when they lose to like the Browns and Carolina, and you're just like, oh my God, like this is supposed to be the
Whatever happened
franchise.
to like what happened to Josh Jacobs? Like
He got
seriously,
hurt.
like dude, this
He
guy
got
on the
hurt at the
this
end of
guy
the
on the
year.
Raiders. Yeah, but this guy on the Raiders was like unstoppable. And then he goes to the Packers and they're like, yeah, we're just gonna throw Emmanuel Wilson in there half the time.
Well, I
Granted,
think
he got
the
hurt.
knee injury, yeah, the knee injury really screwed him. I mean, he he got hurt. I forgot what game it was exactly, but he hasn't been right ever since then. And he looked okay in the first half, and then they put him in the kick return, which almost blew up right in their face
Oh
when
my
he fumbled.
god.
How
Dude, I
many
laughed
fumbles
so
are
hard.
Green Bay? Yeah, how many fumbles is Green Bay going to have that Chicago threw every one of the bodies on the kickoff, on defense, on the ball, and the ball's just squirting out left and right? And I'm like, Jesus Lord, what is going on?
I
And
had to
that's
like
what,
double check for a minute, like on that on when he like fumbled because I like got up and I got a drink and I came back and I looked and I'm like, oh wow, number 8 fumbled. I'm like, oh, that's Jacobs. I'm like, well, shit, he fumbled. What was it, the first carry? And then I'm like,
yeah.
it was on kickoff.
So what is he doing at a kickoff? What did he run to like the
Yeah, but there
45 too? So it was like, oh, he had a good return, and then he got popped, and then
But one of the
if
problems though with Green Bay that I've always said is they have 18 of the same wide receivers. Romeo
yeah,
Dobbs, Devontae Wicks, Matt Golden, Jaden Reed. They are literally all the same they have 4 slot receivers.
yeah, and Christian Watson never stays healthy.
Yes, he's got a
So
separated shoulder, a broken rotator cuff every game.
he hits the
It's his shoulder
floor. Something
every single
hurts.
game.
Yeah, but all right. Well, the good thing about that is the DJ Moore touchdown, as you many of you guys know, catch the parlay.
Yep, won
Five.
$500 off of that. Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome. $5 to win 3,700. I was what well, this will be the last thing we'll talk about this game, and then we'll go through the next ones. But when they had the play for DJ Moore, I'm sitting here with
Mm.
Ange, my sister. I'm sitting here and I see the play on unwrapping, and I'm like, I see DJ Moore with his
I could
little.
just imagine
Oh
your
man,
eyes, just like, "Teach them more, teach them more, teach them more."
yeah, he was stuttering and like his hands were up, like fake like blocking, and then he started to jet, and I was like, Edge, 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 like screaming, and then you just see the ball landed perfectly. I run out into the room, going nuts, and I was like, wait a second, run right back in, no flags, thank God, and then I started celebrating again.
No,
Crazy.
wasn't there a flag on that? But then it was on the Packers?
No, I don't think there was a flag at all.
Was that a different game? That might have been a different game.
That was the McCaffrey touchdown
That's
against
the McCaffrey game. Okay.
yeah, yeah, which we'll talk about next. Actually, we'll go to Bills game.
Or we can
All
go to
right.
that game next. I had prior oblos for the Bills Jaguars game, so I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Well, the Jaguars and Bills, it really just came back to I have Josh Allen and you don't have Josh Allen.
Mhm.
It's, and it looked like Jacksonville was, not nervous, but they're another one. Liam, the Bills cannot stop the run.
Yeah.
Why is ETN? Why is Tootin? Why are they not running the ball 60% of the time?
I felt like that was like them the last game before the Bills. Like they barely used ETN at all. Like, and then even in like the Titans game, they barely used ETN. Like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like they're just like afraid
Now,
to use him.
yeah, I was lucky enough for him to go over his prop because I was screaming at the top of my lungs. This guy has 7 carries in the first 3 quarters, and I'm like, he's ripping off 10 yards a carry or around that big number, 6 yards a carry, 7 yards. I'm like, why are they not doing it? It's like these
Yeah.
offensive coaches they get, and Kevin O'Connell on the Vikings is the biggest example of this. They love to throw the football on second and ones, third and ones, fourth ones. Second and ones, I can honestly understand because you take a shot downfield. Third and one, fourth and one, they'll never run it. They have good running backs and they don't use them, and it just
No, they don't.
blows
I
my
don't. I don't
mind,
understand. The only
especially in the
part of that game I
playoffs.
watched. Yeah, the only part of the game I watched. I think it was at the end. It was Jacksonville scored. I think a touchdown to go up. What was it? 24-27. Or it could have been a field goal. I don't know what the score was, if it was 21-20 or if it was 17-20.
I think it was
But
20-17, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
saw them do the kickoff, and then like I had the phone like propped up in the car like when I was driving home, so I could kind of hear the audio. And
Hmm.
then like I hit a spot where I'm like, all right, let me just watch the rest of this game. And I literally saw just Josh Allen like, yep, nope, this is I'm taking over this game. And then like he legit gets picked up and carried 15 yards to like the
That was
goal line.
crazy.
And I'm like, yeah, this is just Buffalo all the way. And then there was a chance where I was like, wow. I'm like, all right, Jacksonville's got
Yeah.
50 seconds left. Their kicker can kick it 90 yards. We got a shot. And then Trevor Lawrence throws a ball where I thought maybe a little too high. But Jacoby Myers just wasn't doing anything that game. So why the fuck would he throw him the ball anyway? I think he
I
had
think that was a good
somebody
play
in.
by
I think he
White,
had
though.
Parker Washington. I think if
Hmm.
you look at that play again and you have it like kind of like Madden view where you're behind the quarterback, they showed it on NFL Network. He had Parker Washington like down either the sideline or over the middle. I can't remember where it was, like just wide open.
Hmm.
And
You want
and
to talk
then
about a
like
dog? You want to talk about a dog? Parker Washington is that guy.
and I said that to you last week on Friday. That guy, like he went over his prop. I knew it too. He like that's like his number one favorite
Well, I
target.
was scared out of my mind because in the first quarter he's out with a concussion. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, luckily, DK gives you the voided back because the
Yeah.
early exit. But then when he got cleared, I was like, oh my god. And then you just see the difference in the offense when he's out there compared to when he's not.
Oh, when he's not? Yeah, I know. Well, they need to make sure that they put Travis Hunter as a defensive back next year.
Well, you're going
The
to
all
have
right,
to
the
now because you're never going to
yeah.
use them in the offensive guys the game because you have all these
No,
receivers
you bring him in for 2-point conversions or like fourth down plays
like
or
gimmick plays. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like Cordell Patterson was when he was on the Vikings.
Throwback. Shout out Cordell Patterson.
No,
Yeah.
was it
So
109? 109?
109. I'll never forget that game.
Yep.
So let's talk about the Eagles, Niners.
Took a nap. Told you that game was gonna be boring.
I listen. I loved it. Whenever I see Philadelphia lose, it's always the best
Oh
thing in the
yeah.
world. Uh,
But I told
we
you
were.
that game was was just slow. Like nothing was very exciting. Like thank God the Eagles lost. I'm like, thank God. I can't
Well,
watch
it's so
that
much
game.
better when they're not in there because they're a boring, bleeping team.
Yeah.
They run 7 plays.
It was almost
7.
like it was funny. It was like I heard this the other day. It was almost like the 49ers pass rush was like not like so bad, but it was like giving Jalen Hurts too much time to throw the ball, and he panicked.
Well, yeah, because you got to think then,
Yeah,
and him
exactly.
thinking is the worst thing in the world he could do.
Like they gave him too much time.
Yeah. Well, we had some good calls in that with use check with you, and then
Bro,
the Jennings to McCaffrey play that I called out. It was just it was so awesome just to watch it unfold and
mhm.
watch Philly lose. The Niners. I don't know how they're doing it. I mean, the Eagles. I know the Eagles not that great, but I don't know how they're doing it. You
And
can't
again,
lose.
bro, I was looking at the injury report and I saw that Fred Warner was practicing, and then I looked and like he's out against Seattle. I'm like,
Yeah.
why?
Well,
Like,
did you
dude,
see the report that if they win this game against Seattle coming up, that not just him is coming off the IR? I think there's somebody else. They didn't say who it was, and I'm trying to think who the hell it could be. And I know it's not Kittle, and I know it's not Bosa, unless how long's Bosa been out? 4 months, 5 months. What did he get
fucking
hurt in
wrap it up,
September?
take a cortisone shot, and get the hell out of there. Last
That's what
game
I'm
of the year,
thinking is
man.
going to
Can't hold me
happen.
back now.
That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. And I'm like, they won't say the name. For them to not say the name is kind of like, wait, it's got to be a big name. Because if it's like the second linebacker, because, they're on linebacker 74, if it's like the second linebacker, they're going to say his name. They're going to be like, oh, well, he could potentially come back. There's no way that Bosa comes back, right?
There's a chance.
Jeez,
Been out for
that
so
would be
long. You haven't even,
insane.
dude. You haven't even seen that guy. Like I haven't even
Yeah.
seen them
What did he get
them
hurt? Week
show him on the
three?
sideline. What?
What did he get hurt? Week three?
Something like that. Week 2, week 3. It was early in the year. Early.
I gotta look at it. It was week three against the Cardinals. Yep, I knew it. So
Yeah.
that's who I think it might be. But I guess we'll see. What happens when we talk about that game. But I think the next game, yeah, it's
You could skip
classic.
that game.
Yeah, that
Skip
game
the
was
last game.
horrible.
You could skip the last game.
I tell you what, if Drake May plays like that again, they're not going to win.
Oh my god.
They are not going to win. CJ Stroud might play like that too, so that's a different
Yeah.
story. But we'll get to him in a second. And then the Monday night game, Houston and Pittsburgh. It was just. I don't think it was a contest compared to what the
Can
score
we
was
just
in the
not
first three
can we
quarters.
can we just not do the Monday night game? The wild card?
That's dumb. Can we stop? Yeah.
Can we just do 3 on Saturday and 3 on Sunday?
Why is it
Like,
so hard? Why can't they schedule this right?
because they wanna, like, maximize all the money that they can. They wanna maximize now all of the platforms that you can watch it on, because you could watch it on, Netflix, ESPN, Peacock, your sister's ass. You can watch it on every single thing you can.
It's just
Every platform you can watch it on.
yeah. But like the Niners play Sunday, they have to play Saturday. The Buffalo
I
Bills
know,
play Sunday, they got to play Saturday. Like, what are
which
we
I think is
doing?
stupid. I think they should have flip-flopped the I think Sunday's
Yes.
game's worse than Saturday's.
Uh yes. What is it? Houston's first game against New
It's
England.
Houston, New England, and then it's Rams and Bears.
I would take Rams Bears over
Yeah,
Broncos
but
Bills.
why wouldn't you just keep
Oh, keep it the same way. Keep it like let them play on Saturday. I'm just saying in terms of a game itself. I think I'd rather
yeah.
watch that game than Bills Broncos, and I like to watch the Niners Seattle. I just don't think. I mean, I hope so for San Francisco's sake that they just somehow claw it out. But well, since we're talking about it, we might as well start up. So Saturday, the first game is Denver Broncos versus the Buffalo Bills. I think who's favorite now? Because I know back and forth.
Now it is Denver's favorite. That game opened up as Bills' favorite. Now it's Denver's favorite.
You think that's going to flip back, or you think that's going to stay?
Uh, to
It's
be
1.5. It's
honest,
not just one.
I don't know if it'll flip back, but it might go to pick 'em. It might go to like half of a point
Well,
because it went from Buffalo minus 1.5 to a half of a point. Now
mhm.
they're plus 1.5.
All right. Well, I'm taking Buffalo money line. I don't care.
That's what I have. That's what I have written down.
Good. Okay. Because this is my case for it. I have Josh. I'm going to do the same thing. I have Josh Allen. You have Bo Nix. At the end of the day,
Yes.
I have the better quarterback, and I have a guy who's
Mhm.
a proven vet. He's a proven guy. He wins that. He wins every game. That's not Patrick Mahomes or Joe
I'm just
Burrow.
I'm going off the narrative that like I'm not gonna fade Buffalo anymore until like like you direly have to because it's almost like it's very weird. I feel like it's like teams of destiny where it's like
Mhm.
Buffalo, it's like, dude, this is your only chance to get to the Super Bowl. Like there's no Mahomes, there's no Burrow, there's no Jackson, there's no
Oh, you never
excuses.
have to worry about Lamar. I'm not worried
You know
about
what
him.
I mean? It's almost like
Yeah.
teams of destiny this year. And it's just we'll get into the other one, but I have a stat where it's since 2006, and this applies to this game and it applies to the next game, the San Fran Seattle game, where one seeds versus the six seed, they're 13-8 straight up, and they're 6-14-1 against the spread since 2006.
If you're a Denver guy, you can't be that ecstatic about that stat, right? With the 13-8, like
No, absolutely not.
you came if you came to me with that stat with 15-6, I'd feel so much better. 13-8 seems like, yeah, you probably should win those games, but
Yeah.
it's not like a dynamite stat that you're like, oh, I'm going to
hmm
hang my hat on this.
And think
And
about those one seeds from '06 to now. Like you're talking about like Manning teams, Breeze teams, Brady teams.
yeah, all great
You know
teams.
what I mean? Like Rodgers teams when he was on the Packers. Like,
Oh, maybe that's why.
well, yeah,
Maybe that,
because it was Rodgers going up against the Niners, which I have another stat. Rodgers going up against the Niners in the division round every year.
and
And the
losing
49ers are since 2003, they're 7-0 in division round. 7-0 since 2003. And with Shanahan, they're 4-0 in the
four
division.
now. Yep,
Three of
yep.
them against Green Bay. Same.
Shanahan's a hell of a coach. That's just what it comes down to. He's got to win the big
Well,
one. Oh, it's all said and
well,
done. But
look at the tree, brother. Half the
yeah,
half the half the people that are in the playoffs right now come from his tree or his father's tree. So,
it runs in the family, runs in the blood.
yeah, it does.
So, for a couple of props that I do have, I think I'm going to be on the Bills money line. Like I said before, I'll come up with my touchdown parlays tomorrow. I think I might try to do the 3-3 again, but I might also try to.
I posted all my plays. They're in the the DK socials group. I took them now because I wanted to get the lines for them now.
Mhm.
Rather than like, like you give out like a line where it's like, oh, over, you know, 55 and a half. And then you look at the game and the game was like 58 and a half. Like, all right,
Yeah, it's
three more
happened before.
yards.
Hmm.
But I've seen shit crazy.
Yeah.
So if you want to
So,
go through your props first, and then I will go through mine and give out some stats that go with mine.
yeah. So I'm going to start with Shakir over 52.5 receiving yards. Um, I just think in a big game like this, they need to start targeting him a little bit more. I do know that when it comes to
Well, last week
slot,
he had like 12 balls.
yeah, well, another big game. This is not like one big, they need him. They need him big time in this to even, I think, against the Denver defense, where in the slot, where he plays, I think 70% of his routes, they rank in the bottom five of football. So if
Yeah,
there's a way to beat Denver, that's the way to beat them. Obviously the outside when they have Sertan and the Moss guy, even though Moss, interferes with everybody, but Shakir, I just think it primes for a great matchup. Um, I think I might go back to the well with Kincaid. I know he burned me last week, because, even though he scored a touchdown. I might go back to the well. I think I'm either one of two things. Either I'm just reading it wrong, or I'm just a sicko for trying to make this work. So,
well, maybe what I say might convince you. Keep going though.
so I think that might be so on the Denver side. I'm going to go RJ Harvey over his rushing yards. This is another one where Denver run the football. You can win the game easily if you run the football because the Bills cannot stop the run.
But this is another head coach that likes to outthink himself.
Exactly. And that is why I'm on the Bills money line.
Yep.
So go right ahead.
All right. Well, to your point, couple stats before I give out my props. The Broncos defense against tight ends, um, they have very vulnerable linebackers, the Broncos. Um,
Linebackers.
you gotta exploit the weakness. Linebackers historically for Denver do not play well against the tight end. Teams often use tight ends and running backs against Denver to get the ball out quick. Um, Kincaid and Knox against Denver in the playoffs are 7-101. 7 for 101. So, and they allow over 1,000+ yards this season to the tight end position. So, with that being said, I'm on Kincaid over 3.5 receptions, and I'm on Dawson Knox over 20.5 receiving yards. Um,
God, I can't wait for
Also,
I can't wait for Hawes to screw us both.
yeah, I know. I'm on Shakir at 7+ receptions. His line right now is at over I want to say it's over 6.5 or over 5.5. It was like minus 150 or 170. So if you think that Shakir is really the only receiver, go for 7+ receptions. It's at plus 124. Kincaid, you get 4 catches, plus 133. Knox, you're looking at minus 115. I also have Troy Franklin, 3 catches for plus 129. Nix likes to go to him. Um,
I think I'm with
I'm
it
also
on
taking
with you as well.
Nick's 25 rushing yards. I think he's
Mhm.
just going to be running the ball a lot. But like you said, um, last year in this same spot in this game, Bo Nix 4 carries for 43 yards. Uh, Next guy, I have Cortland Sutton over 55. Last year, he had 5 catches for 75 yards against the same team. Um, I'm also doing Kincaid and Franklin anytime touchdowns. And then I have a parlay where you were talking about with the Denver run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Harvey 50+ rushing, McLaughlin 20+ rushing. Parlay that together, it's plus 150.
Who's the third guy they have? I forgot his name.
Don't know. It's not even listed.
Yeah.
They
Well,
had
I
J.K. Dobbins, but he got hurt.
yeah. Oh God, I forgot his name. It'll come to me, but I can't wait for to see that guy score a touchdown. Uh, all right.
Yep.
So then I don't think. Yeah, I'm gonna add Franklin onto there as well. I'm with you on that. I think his yards. What is his yards again?
His yards were low. I think his yards were like 21 or something like that.
If
You
it's
could honestly take the
yeah,
yards too.
yeah, I might.
I just like the catches because I don't know. I feel like sometimes with those receivers where like their line is like 25 or below, they're usually
Mhm.
slot guys or screen type guys. So it's like, the guy catches a ball and it's like -2 yards because it's a wide receiver screen. And then now you're looking to get more yards originally than what you were supposed to get. So you're working behind the 8 ball. So that's how with those types of guys, I just go with just catches. Try to keep it
Um,
safe.
all right. Well,
He does like
we're
throwing him the ball though.
he does. He does. He's definitely emerged as like his second favorite target, and I think also if they got to throw like getting Sutton, they got to get Sutton more involved. There's games where like they don't even throw him the ball, and I know probably just to take the better defender away. But this is not one of those games where you have to do that. So I could definitely see him
But
trying to push the ball towards him.
a lot of
But
these games, man, I just have like if there's any games or any like time for these big guys, number one guys to step up or whatever, I'm taking their props. It's this weekend. Like it's put up or shut up time.
it is.
Gotta go out there and you gotta like leave your everything you got.
Mm-hmm. I'm
And if
with
you
you.
burn me, you're going in the graveyard.
So, and we'll never see you again.
Yeah, goodbye.
So,
I ain't interested in fantasy,
goodbye.
nothing.
All right, so let's move on to San Fran and Seattle. I mean, I'll let you start off,
Yep.
but I think we kind of know where I'm going on this one. But go ahead.
Yeah. Going back and forth. I want the 49ers to Seattle. I think they can beat Seattle. Only thing that scares me right now is that 76 of the money on San Fran money line. So it's like, do they just not trust Darnold, or is everybody just playing off of what they saw last week against Philly?
The money line or the spread? Because I just looked at
Oh,
DK
no,
and
no, no. It's 76% money on San Fran plus 260.
oh,
That's money line. So people are
I think I got something
hammering the
different.
money line. And this is what's crazy is that this line started off at 6. Then it went to 6.5. Then it went to 7. And all of the money is going in on San Fran. So why is the line going up for Seattle and not down?
Because I think it went up to 7.5 at one point and it came back down. I remember
Yes,
seeing it early in the week when it went
but
back
with
down to
all this
7.
money, with 76% of the money coming in on the money line, and I could only imagine how much is coming in them on the spread, it should be shifting dramatically the 49ers way.
Yeah, but the money line's not going to affect the
No, the money
spread.
line won't affect anything. But
Exactly. So the spread it
but
will.
if you think if people are taking money line straight up, they're going to be taking, or at least I would hope that they would take them against the spread so this way they can cover their losses.
No, because they're going to look at this. They're going to look at, I'm getting such a great number at plus 270, what it is right now, that if I think that they're going to cover the number, I'm just going to take money line. And that's why
True.
the money is somewhat on there because see now I'm looking at it different on DK. I see where they show you like a stat of like where the percentage of bets placed. They said 72% is on the Niners plus 7, while 46% is on the money line for the Niners. That's still a good number no matter what. 46% on a money line for a plus 270 with a team as many injuries as they have is a lot more than I thought they were going to get. I
Which
thought this.
also which also scares me because then that's making me think that everybody and their mother is on the 49ers. And, I just don't want to be suckered in
Doesn't make any
thinking,
fucking
yeah, they're going to
sense.
win. And then they just get boat raced out of the building by Seattle. But everybody's saying, where's the Darnold game? Darnold is going to, Darnold's going to show, Darnold's going to show, Darnold's going to
He's
show. And it's
coming.
like,
He's
maybe
coming.
he's not. Maybe he's not. Or if he does, maybe it's against the Rams or the Bears in the next round. But I went back and forth on the side, and I just honestly, bro, I couldn't even think of one. So I'm just gonna be chicken of the week, and I'm just gonna go under. I had it at 44 and a half. I didn't bet it, but the line moved kind of in my favor, so now it's 45 and a half. So I am taking the under at take the extra point.
What is it? 45 and a half?
It's 45 and a half. When I looked at it this morning at 9:30, it's 44 and a half.
Mm, good. Keep going up. So, what about
Yeah.
player props? Anything? Because then I'll run through my stuff.
Yeah, I actually have a lot for all these games. I kind of have like six, and I have like three for one guy, three for one team, three for one team. I have 2 touchdown scores. Um, so first on the Seattle side, I got JSN over. His line is at 6.5 receptions. Or when I got him, it was at minus 118. I think that's way too low. Darnold, that's all he throws the ball to is to JSN. Um, and then I have both of the running backs for Seattle. I feel like outside of JSN, they really don't use anybody else. Shahid's nowhere. Barner historically, just doesn't do good against San Fran. Cooper Cup has been non-existent, so I will take Walker over 76.5 rushing and receiving. That's at minus 111. I'll take Charbonnet over 61.5 rushing and receiving. That's at 10. San Francisco side, I have going back to the well with use check over 14.5 receiving yards. That's
His,
just a
his
lock,
prop doubled.
especially
It's
with no
crazy.
especially with no Kittle.
Yeah.
Um, I got CMC over 108 rushing and receiving yards. I feel like he hits that every single game. And then the last one that I love is Seahawks defense is ranked 29th in yards allowed against the tight end
Hmm.
in the 6 games that Tonjes played when Kittle was out, he averaged over 4.5 receptions, over 6.5 targets, and over 44.5 yards. Give me him over 36.5 yards, and give me him anytime touchdown at 310.
Yeah, I'm with you on those. I think you took two of the bets right out of me. So I'm on Tonjes as well. I think this was a Kittle spot in Week 18 when they had
Yes.
that weird offensive game against Seattle. I think obviously everything's going to change a little bit more for
Yeah.
them. Now with Pearsall back too, I think that even helps Tonjes even more because it gives another receiver on the outside. Although Demarcus Robinson needs a lot of credit for the game that he had on Sunday. I mean,
Mhm.
the guy was turning back the clock. It's the same Demarcus Robinson as we've always known, right? It's not the anybody
Yeah,
new
this guy
with the
just comes out of he just comes out of nowhere, and he's
yeah.
just like, "Yeah,
I remember him scoring a touchdown against the Rams when he was on the Vikings like 4 years ago when Kirk was still the quarterback. But I'm with you. I'm with you 100% on Tunges. I'm with you on Kenneth Walker as well with the receiving and rushing. They do need to start using him more in the pass game as well because he can get more out in space and especially when he coming out from a receiving back. And the Niners just are so hurt defensively and just overall. I'm still going to take the Niners +7. I don't know if I have the cojones to take them on the money line, but I'm going to take the +7.
just do it."
Um, yeah, I might throw on it. Honestly, I just Seattle's team is so good, but
Listen,
like you said, Sam Darnold game is coming. It always comes. It always happens. Take it from me last year. It's gonna happen, whether it be this
yep.
week or whether it be next week. Doesn't matter who they play next week. Whoever wins this game,
Yeah, but didn't he already have, like, a Darnold game and, like, they
when
still won?
when
Thought he
Carolina.
had one where he threw, like, 2 picks or 3 picks or something like that, and they still won.
Yeah, but he did that last year with the Vikings too. They played against Jacksonville. He had three interceptions and they won 16-7.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So that's when I got the first indication. I was like, oh no, like this guy gets bothered by pressure like too easily. So the Niners have to put pressure on him, obviously, and that goes for every quarterback really. But Sam could really just psych himself out. He needs one play to go against him that shouldn't, and then it's
Yep.
all going to unravel, and then he's
Yeah.
going to start seeing ghosts again. So
Uh,
So I'm with you on Tunges. I'm gonna take Niners +7. I'll probably throw a half unit on the Niners money line because I just want to. Um,
yep.
I'm all with you on the Walker receiving and rushing. I will take Charbonnet to score a touchdown because he just always
Oh,
takes his touchdowns.
I have Charbonnet, forgot to mention, I have Charbonnet first touchdown, it's at +500. I
Yeah.
figured you could probably get, more of a better line on it than him I think anytime it was, like, minus, like, 120 or 130 when I looked at it. I'm just gonna go with him first touchdown at +500. I feel like Seattle can easily go down the field, and then you're looking at it at the 5-yard line, and there's Charbonnet, and right, here we go, first
And
touchdown. It's like every week this guy gets the first.
and just to help our Tunges stat, like Seattle when it comes against slot receivers and outside receivers, they rank in the top 10, I think, in both categories.
Yeah,
The whole year they've been getting killed by tight ends, mostly
exactly. That,
out of
like I
everything.
said, they're 29th against the tight end, and they give up over 1,000 yards. What
Mhm.
they do is they try to just have teams like it's like that Mike Tomlin defense. Bend don't break. Yeah, okay, you could beat us in the middle, but you're not going to beat us outside, and you're not going to beat us deep.
If they so Trent Williams obviously he played on Sunday. He'll be back
Huh?
for this game compared to Week 18.
Pearsall's
Trent
still
Williams,
questionable.
I think he's going to play. I think he may only play
If
limited
he,
snaps, but he's going to play.
if he plays, he's a game changer.
He is, and it just he can't. What he said in an interview, I think he said that he can't explode off the ball as much as he it could in the past, but we'll see. Hopefully, he's healthy enough to give the
His
Niners a much
lines
needed
out. His
boost.
lines out there. I didn't see it this morning.
Yeah, no, it's out there. I think it's 25 and a half. I'm not opposed to taking that. I think that's a really good number, or 26 and a half now. But I think it's a good number because he can make one big play and then go away, and then you also have the early exit protection in the first half. So, all right, so let's move
Like
on to
anybody that took Providence plus 1.5.
the crop. You got it. All right, good. Good. Is the poll started yet? I think they started.
They're getting smoked right now.
Love it, love it. Right on target. We're on a
I had a
roll.
minus 2.5.
Oh, it's only 2010. Oh, it's like 8 minutes. Okay, all right, we're all right.
Yeah, no, Providence was losing by like 9 at one point, like with like 4 minutes left in the first half,
Yeah.
and they came out in the second half and they just.
By the way,
I also have
tomorrow. Go ahead.
I got that Loyola Chicago versus Dayton game on the other television. I have the over, and it's like nobody could find it. It's just a block city turnover, block turnover. It's like I can't score a point.
Those are the most frustrating games because you're just like hit a
Yeah,
shot.
3 minute stretch where nobody makes a basket. Dead.
All right, so tomorrow
Dead.
morning I'll also have the what's it called? I'll have those college steppies that I like to bring out.
Mhm.
Hopefully this one, we got close 2 weeks ago, and then last week was just disaster. So, all right, let's move on. Sunday, Sunday we have the Houston Texans and the New England Patriots. I'll start us off. I'm doing it. I'm taking Texans money line. I have a future bet on him from 2 months ago to make the Super
Nice.
Bowl. I want to cash that out. I also have, the Super Bowl matchups. So right now, I'm really rooting for
It's
the
just
nine.
it's just to make it's just to make the Super Bowl. It's not to win
Well,
it.
I have them to make the Super Bowl. I also have them
Okay,
to verse the Rams in the Super Bowl. So right now,
that's a
I'm
good
rooting
bet.
for Houston. I also have a Buffalo ticket as well. Houston, Buffalo, the Rams, and the Niners because I have tickets for all of them all to meet each other in the Super Bowl. So I'm going to cash out
Nice.
one way or another.
Yeah,
Um, but I'm going to
once we
take
see
Houston
them.
money line on this. I don't like the way that Drake May and them looked last week. I understand the Chargers defense played really well, but now you're in for a different beast in Houston's defense. Um, if Drake May can make plays with his legs, then I think they have a much better chance of winning. But he cannot stay back there in the pocket. If Khalil
I just
Mack,
don't trust. I don't trust CJ Stroud though.
well, no, I'll get to him in a second. But I just the defense on Houston, they're better than the Chargers defense. And then New England just had a horrible time trying to block Khalil Mack. And I know Khalil Mack is still Khalil Mack, but he's older now. Now you're going to go against Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter, and
Hmm.
I just I don't know how they stop him. I just don't see. And another stat I saw earlier about Vrabel is that when the game is at prime time, he wins the playoff game. When it's not prime time, which is like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 1 o'clock, he never wins a playoff game. So I'm like, okay, I got a little bit of history on my side there, but it comes
Yeah,
back
but then
down to
when you
what you
look at the
said.
other history, then you look at the other history where the Texans are 0-6 in the divisional round.
Yeah, but
They've never made it a conference championship
yeah, I mean, something's got to
because
give, right?
usually they're in this spot playing against Brady.
Well, then they've played like the Ravens the last 2 years. Am I right?
Uh,
Or was that
yes,
just last
the
year
Ravens somewhat.
itself?
Yeah, I think it was the Ravens.
Yeah,
Usually, though, I feel like they would always go up against Brady, and I'm still gonna say
definitely one of
this.
those
This
years
is
they did.
listen, conspiracy theory out the window. I don't know if that's got to be Andre AR-15.
100%.
Um, listen, conspiracy. Tom Brady cloned his DNA, did it in North Carolina. It was 23 years ago. Drake Mays from North Carolina. He's 23 years old. He looks like a doofy version of Tom Brady when he first came into the league. Cannot tell me that that is not Tom Brady's DNA inside of that child. This guy's just amazing.
Let's hope not. I
It's
can't.
proven fact. He
I'm
cloned
not.
his
I'm not.
DNA.
I'm not going to do
Cloned
this
his
again
dog
with
for
New
Christ's
England.
sake.
I'm not going to do this again with New England. I'm not.
They're doing it now.
Yeah,
Listen, I've
we'll
come to
see.
terms.
We'll
It's
see.
just
We'll see.
well, Drake May is a 3+ favorite, is 11-0 straight up in his career, and he average wins by 16 points.
Eh, we'll see. I don't
I'm
know.
on New England. I'm on New England. I just
It just comes down to Stroud, man. It just comes down to
what
Stroud.
I've it's just what I've seen. Like honestly, like granted, the Texans they've looked great, their defense is amazing or whatever, but it's just I just think of the Texans in New England and I'm in Foxborough and I just think that Houston's magic just runs out. I don't know. I just don't think that I feel like a way that I feel like if there's any coach that can stabilize what D'Amico Ryans is going to run on defense would be Vrabel. And the way that you kind of beat like those heavy duty pass rushers is you just run 12 personnel. You just have two tight ends out there. You have big bodies like Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper, and you just try to run the football. And it's gonna suck. It's gonna be one of those games where we're gonna look up and you're gonna be like, "Wow, this is a shitty 3 o'clock game on a fucking Sunday, where I could have been spending my time doing something else."
Oh,
Um,
it definitely reeks of that. It definitely reeks of
well,
13-10.
well, that's why I have some of my plays. It's kind of like they're gross. Like if you are not a Patriots fan or a Texans fan, just I would honestly just watch this game with the intent of hopefully Houston can pull out the win and get the upset, and then we're in for a Houston AFC Championship game, and we don't have to see New England. But if you are not one of those fans, I would not recommend placing any bets on these games for props. I had to dig hard for some of these.
Yeah, I went to when I was looking through it, I was like, nothing really pops out. But the one thing that did pop out to me, and you're gonna hate this guy after what he did to you on Monday, but it does read to Christian Kirk again because New
Fuck that
England,
guy,
New
Charlie
England,
Kirk,
and this, yeah, not Charlie Clark,
Charlie Kirk,
Stephen A. Smith, Jesus
Charlie Kirk.
Christ.
Yeah, moron that
um,
guy is.
yeah,
Stephen A. Smith.
it's too much into politics
I
now.
could not believe he said that.
It's too much
I'm
into
like,
politics now. He's not a sports guy
I'm like,
anymore.
dude, one guy's black and the other guy's white.
But in the slot, right? He New England. That's where they suffer the most. Their outside receivers are great. In the
Is
slot, I
Gonzalez
think
playing?
he's going to play. This is another thing. I got to bring this up. How is it? And I know people heal differently, so I know that. But wasn't there a notion that if you got a concussion, that you miss the next game? Then they
It was Michael
implement like,
Carter.
yeah, I mean, it's not a rule, quote unquote. But every game that I've seen is that if a guy has concussion, he's going to miss the next game. Nico
Yeah,
Collins,
well, it's the Patriots. Nico
yeah,
Collins is dead.
yeah,
He got
yeah,
stretchered off the field.
yeah. So Nico's out, rightly so. How is Christian
Yep.
Gonzalez not out?
He's gonna come back with a helmet condom on, and then everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, okay, he's fine."
What do they call? Oh my God! What do they call Petrie, the corner for Houston, or is he the safety? I'm not 100% sure.
No,
Um,
he's like a corner. Every time I see that guy, I laugh because he's like so skinny and his
it's like
head is
Romeo
like
Dobbs on
huge.
defense.
Yes. It's like you ever play like the old like GoldenEye games for like 007 and like you could like change it to where it's like DK mode so their heads are giant and like their bodies are really small. That's every time I see one of those players with those helmets on, it's
It's hilarious, but
like it's a
they were
cheat
call,
code and you could just
they were
change it.
calling him Helmet King or something. God, it was
Yeah.
so funny.
Just call them a helmet condom.
Yeah.
They're there for
So
protection.
so I'm gonna be on Houston money line, and then I'm gonna take Kirk over his receiving. Um, I I might go back to Schultz again, especially now with no Nico
I know.
out.
I know. I hate going to that fucking guy. You know how many times that guy's burned me?
Oh, he's burned
I
me
would
all
watch
year.
I'd watch games with John at my house and dude, I would have Schultz for like the like 3 for 25 and this guy would end with 2 for 19, drop a pass over the middle, and then the next game he'd have 6 for 140. I'm like, I can't with this guy. I'm like, I fucking can't. I'm like, this guy pisses me off.
If
So,
I want to run it back with somebody on New England, I think I'm gonna go like you said with
Livingston,
probably Henry. I just think that Henry or Hooper, one of those guys is scoring a touchdown.
I'm riding with my guy on New England. He's been hot for me the past couple weeks. He's I got Ramondre Stevenson over 63.5 rushing and receiving yards, and give me Ramondre Stevenson at plus 1,200 for 2 touchdowns. That guy is just he's unstoppable. He's like
Wait,
Derrick Henry in his prime right now.
next week was last week was the Stevenson game, right? So this week should be Henderson.
Well, no, last week was Stevenson, and then the week before that against the Jets, it was Stevenson too.
Well,
Or
against the
Stevenson, his
Jets,
line,
it's everybody versus the Jets.
yeah, but his line against the Jets was like 25. It was like it was
Yeah, I didn't
incredibly
understand
low.
that.
He had 4 touchdowns in that game. So I'm going with Stevenson heavy there.
Mhm.
And then a lot of the crap is just,
I got to
you know,
take May
just
rushing yards.
throwing.
I think.
I don't. I'm just throwing shit at a wall and hopefully it sticks.
Yeah. All
I
right.
got
So,
Henry over 3.5 receptions.
is it easy to
Got both.
say that the next game is a game of the week, game of the weekend?
Yeah, probably. I have
Yeah.
some fun bets though for Houston, New England.
All right, Rocket.
I got Booty over 2.5 receptions. That's actually plus money.
It's
I
not
just feel
fun.
like
It's
Drake May's
boring.
just
What the
not
fuck is
throwing
that?
the ball to Diggs. What?
I said it's not fun. It's boring. What the hell?
Wait. No, hold on.
You said it was
Wait a
fun. I
minute.
was waiting for like Booty to,
Time out.
throw a pass to May.
Woody, just relax. Got Woody Marks over 1.5 receptions. I have Woody Marks first half over 26.5 rushing yards. Uh, I have Hutchinson over 15.5 longest reception of the game. He's hit this in his last 5 of 7. Um, and then I did something I've never even seen on DK before. I was kind of just like looking through stuff. I'm like, what can I do in this game? The DK has, like, you probably know, they have the squares, like, you know how they do the Super Bowl.
Yeah. We've done them before.
So I just did square 0 0 plus 205.
That's
So I was
it.
like,
I
fuck it.
thought it'd be more.
And then, well, listen, they're thinking it's going to be a low scoring game. So if it's 10-0, you cash. 0 0, you cash. Which also, I have any quarter to end scoreless at plus 210.
I
That
like that
hit in the
actually.
Houston Pittsburgh game in the third quarter.
Yeah, I like that game. I
So
like that bet actually.
it's in, if you go to DK and you go to the quarters tab, scroll towards the bottom, you'll see it'll say any quarter to end scoreless. It's at plus 210 right now. I think that can hit because honestly, that could honestly hit in the first quarter, depending on how
Definitely
these
could.
teams play. Because New England's defense was honestly amazing against the Chargers.
We need to have a okay. We'll wait for this to the off season. But we need to have a serious discussion about Justin Herbert.
It's an Oregon quarterback that just sucks. Sorry, Juan.
Yeah, true. Should be.
He doesn't suck. I'll take that back. He doesn't suck.
He
It's
doesn't
just
suck. He
it's just
just
unfortunate. I feel like the guy just has the worst luck
uh he
every
does have the
single week.
worst luck, but he missed throws in that game too. And I was just like, oh, dude, like
Where
if you're gonna be the
Can I
guy,
ask a
like
question? Why was Lad McConkey on a milk box the whole year?
because the offense completely changed from what it was the first 5 weeks, 6 weeks in the season. It completely changed, and I understand they can't really block, but your offensive line is not bad enough to the point where you take a good receiver in Lat
Okay.
McConkey and he completely disappears.
Remember what I said about Mike Tomlin earlier in the show? Remember what I said about Tomlin
About
where
moving on, yeah.
about moving on and about how the game is just evolving around him.
Hmm.
Almost like the same way with Harbaugh.
Well, I think he
Jimmy,
made the.
that is.
I mean, yeah, I think he made the change though. I think he going from Greg Roman. Greg was good in his time, but I think it's done. If they get like Mike
Well, yeah,
McDaniel,
yeah,
I'd
no,
be
yeah,
interested
yeah.
to see.
He made that change, but watching this Chargers team this year and then last year, it was almost like he was turning the clock back to like the early, like, Frank
The Niner
Gore,
days, yeah.
Niner days. Yeah. And like even when he was at Michigan, bully ball. Like, bro, you're not playing against Purdue and Northwestern and Rutgers and Maryland anymore. Like, you're not gonna instill dominance. Like, it's not gonna happen.
I wish I could my coach would just run the ball once. My guy just throws the ball. 3rd and 1. Let's do a deep shot. What do you do? Run the ball with Jordan Mason, you bastard. Anyway, uh,
Kevin O'Connell.
yeah, great bum that he is. Anyway, that's an off-season discussion. Let's move on
Yeah.
to the Rams, Chicago. It's going to be -4, 15,000 degrees. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't think that's going to affect the Rams as much as people say. This is the same team that
No.
went into Philadelphia last year and was 4 yards away from beating.
Let's not forget that Matthew Stafford played against Chicago in Chicago the first 15 years of his career.
Yeah, he's done this. I understand he's older now, but he's done this. Puka's a stud. Devontae's a stud. And here we go again.
Puka, Puka played in fucking Utah for college. He played
Yeah,
at BYU. Like he's played in the cold. Like
yeah. These guys
what
have
is
done
this
it.
no?
Like it's not a it's not a thing. Like
I
it's
don't
not
know.
like
I different. If you're telling me that they're from Miami, they played in Miami their whole entire life, they've never left the state of Florida, and now they got to go to Green Bay or Chicago. Okay,
it's not. It's not that at all.
no,
And but let's go back to it again. Here we are, Sean McVay again in a game against Chicago where they cannot stop the run. Kyron
we're gonna pass it.
Williams and Blake
We're gonna
Corum.
pass it.
I know that's why. Why is this so hard? It
Shit.
just it blows my mind. Their run blocking is good. Okay, they have good running backs. Chicago's like bottom three in run stop win rate, which that's horrendous. Which I think it was like 25% of the time they stop a run before it gets to the line of scrimmage. That's
Yeah,
horrible, horrible.
it's
So
terrible.
I it blows my
Nothing
mind.
makes
But
sense. Nothing makes sense when you look at anything that the Bears do. Nothing, except they get the W every game.
yeah,
Like
it ends.
look at their
It ends
first
Sunday.
three
I'm done with
quarters.
this.
Look at their first three quarters, and then just like take that away, and then look at every fourth quarter from like last week to like the first week of October. It's been insane.
It's unbelievable. They've been like the team, like you're saying, team of destiny, all that. But
This is where I equate everything, and everybody knows that I'm a big Barstool fan and stuff like that. Before this season started, do you know what happened with Big Cat at Barstool?
no.
He got exposed.
Oh, because he
So
wore the Patriot
early,
jersey.
no, he was a Patriots fan. He was born and raised in Massachusetts. His uncle lived in Chicago, and he went out to Wisconsin in college and just he fell in love with the Bears and everything like that. So he just became a Bears fan. But he kind of like grew up rooting for both teams. And isn't it I just have this weird feeling
It was
and
good.
it's always with Barstool logic. It always just seems to fucking fall this way. Where it's Michigan and Dave Portnoy and everything, but can't you just see it lining up to be New England versus Chicago in the Super Bowl and everybody just shitting on Big Cat and being like, "Oh, what side are you going to pick? Are you a Patriots fan or are you a Bears fan?" You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's just I feel like it's just Barstool destiny for it to be Chicago and New England. It won't. But I don't know. I have that weird thing in the back of my brain where everything just equates to Barstool and I'm just living in it.
Simulation. We live in a simulation.
Yes.
Um,
But I won't be shocked if it ends up that way.
right. So I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna get hurt again. I'm going to take Kyron Williams and his rush yards over 59.5. I took his attempts last week. It should have hit. I don't care. It's bullshit that it didn't. So I'm gonna go his over
Thank
his rushing.
thank McVay for that because I hit my quorum rushing attempt.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take that. I think this might be the Devontae game. Just lives to kill Chicago. So I'm
Mhm.
definitely gonna take his
I stayed
touchdown
away
and
from him in every single way, so he probably will hit.
I yards wise, I think I'm gonna take his it was a 54.5 or something like that. I think I'm gonna take
Yeah, it
his
was around the
yards.
50s.
Yeah, 5 receptions. Yeah, I'm gonna take his yards. I'm gonna go with that, and then I'm gonna go with anytime touchdown, and I'm gonna go Rams minus 4.5. That's what I'm on. Don't care.
I'm on
F the Bears.
kind of on you with Kyron, but I like doing the rushing and receiving because it kind of like you can kind of get the hook on it if he catches like a screen pass and goes like 30 yards.
Mhm.
So I'm on Kyron over 75.5 rushing and receiving. I know you said his line for rushing was what 59 was it
I think it was 9. Yeah, 9.5, right?
59.5.
Yeah, something like that.
So essentially, you're just hoping for like another 25-yard catch or something like
Yeah, you
that.
can get it. Well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
If
I
they
can.
run the football, he can get it easily.
And yeah,
There's
I'm
six
gonna go
yards to
back to
carry.
the
What are we
well.
doing?
Yeah, I'm going back to the well with Corum. Um, over 10.5 rushing attempts. It's at plus 101. It's at plus money. I just feel like this is a Corum game, and like you said, if the script is to just run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, two of these guys should just get monster yards.
It's
Now,
every
on the
drive.
flip
It's every
side,
drive, though. It's every drive.
oh, I
Like
know.
it's
No,
quorum,
I know.
Kyron, quorum, Kyron, quorum, Kyron. It doesn't matter if they pick the ball off or if they go
Yep.
down the field. It doesn't matter. It's just quorum, Kyron, quorum, Kyron. I'm like, can we just get one consistency of 2 drives
Yes.
each? I'm fine with that because I go like get 5 carries out of each of these guys, hopefully.
Yep.
But I just never get it.
I'm on Puka,
Bastards.
100 plus receiving yards. It's minus 110. Yeah, minus money.
Minus
For
110.
100 yards. It's just
Jeez.
sick. Um, I'm on Swift over 77.5 rushing and receiving. I'm gonna go back to that. It hit for me last week. That's at minus 111. I'm on DJ Moore over 2.5 receptions. That's almost plus money. Um, I'm on Luther Burden over 37.5 receiving yards. He just has a connection with Burden. He also has one with Loveland too, but everybody's betting Loveland, so it's and I think his number is kind of high. Uh, but I just feel like everybody's betting Loveland, so I'm just gonna stay away from it. Usually when I see one of those posts by like FanDuel or DraftKings where they're like, "Oh, this better put like 300,000 on Loveland to get his receiving yards." Like, yeah, okay, that shit ain't hitting, bro. Vegas made the call. He ain't coming out in the second half.
So, um, I'm on you with DJ Moore too. I think
Mhm.
the outside guys are what really kills the Rams more so in the passing game than like guys in the slot.
Yeah.
I think the way that Shula's defense kind of just like swings towards that, which is why like these outside guys, like Coker, it's not a slot guy, but he's on the outside more so than not. He had a big game last week. Even Ted had a good game too. Not a top game, but like a good game. Um,
Yep.
so I think that fits in perfectly with DJ Moore. 2.5 receptions is just crazy. The way
Well, that's
that
what I'm saying.
Adunze not like basically involved in the offense
Uh,
anymore.
he's a dummy. He's out there just to take that one corner away.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So
and then I got Burden to score a touchdown plus 310 and Kyron plus 135. And I'm just gonna roll with my guy, Mr. Nail Polish, and I'm gonna take the Bears. It moved to 4.5, so I got plus 4.5.
I'm yeah. I'm on the Rams. I've been saying they're the best team in football since the beginning of the year.
Oh no, I believe that the Rams will win this game. I just think that, and also another one I'm gonna do is I'm just going to take the Bears money line fourth quarter. I feel like they're gonna just outscore the Rams in the fourth quarter. You could just put it money line. Um, no
Oh, that
matter
makes
what the
sense.
score is, they come
They
alive in
score.
the
They
fourth quarter.
score. Yeah, they score all in the fourth.
Exactly.
Can't
So
you?
the Rams the Rams could be winning 31-10, and the
And
Bears can
they
literally
win
score
34-30.
21 points.
Yep.
It could be 21-3 in the fourth quarter. The cash plus money. Thank me later.
I could definitely see this going one way. So you know how every Bears game has been get behind, come back, win. Get behind, come
Oh
back,
no,
win.
They're not. It's not going to happen. The miracle will end. I'm just rolling with
I
Chicago.
th- I think it's going to be the flip though. I think they're going to go up 17-0
Oh, and blow it.
and then blow it because that's just like
Yeah,
the most poetic way of like the way their season has been.
yeah. It's either going to be that or it's going to be where the Rams are just going to do what the Packers did, and everybody in that stadium is like, "Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, okay." And then it's like the fourth quarter, and there's like 6 minutes left, and they're still down by 3 touchdowns, and it's like, "Yeah, this ain't happening this time."
Well, my friend, it's been an honor again, and I can't wait to do
Yep.
it again next week. Everybody, thank you so much for joining. Have a great weekend. Let's hit all our
Going to the Knicks
bets.
game tomorrow.
Oh, well, the way they're playing like ass.
Yeah, I know. Well, I bought the tickets when they were $115 at the beginning of the year, and now they're 400. So
Beautiful. So let's have a great weekend. Let's hit all our bets. I know we're on opposite ones, so let's somehow push bets that were against each other or win one. I don't know. Let's just win.
we're
How about
on
that?
we're on more together than we are against.
That's yeah, which was different, I think, like last week.
Yeah, last week I think we were like opposite almost on everything.
Yeah, San Fran was like kind of the one that we were on outside of
Yeah.
with the crazy plays and shit. Anyway, thank you everybody for jumping on board.
Thanks, guys.
I'm gonna post the clip or the video in the chat. I did make another chat under the DollaBets Show channel where it says past episodes. I'm gonna put the first episode on there, and then I'm gonna put the second episode as well from today. Kev, I'll talk to you later, my friend. Good night, everybody.
All right, brother. Everybody, stay safe. See ya. Till next
Later.
time.